back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I gotta get one of those fucking things. This thing feels like it's welded the fuck on.
You walk into some tool store, you're like, yeah, I need one of those things that's like, it's like a NASCAR and shit.
I know what you're talking about. Aisle 7 halfway down. Air tanks in aisle 9. So, finally, I get the fucking thing, like, just loose enough, and I'm like, alright, fuck it, I can unscrew the rest with my hand. Where's the fucking oil pan? I look around, and, oh, fuck, it's in the garage. Crawl back underneath the car, like, from underneath the car, fucking go in the garage, get the oil pan, slide the oil pan underneath, fucking crawl back under the fucking car.
Oh, man.
I'm like, this fucking oil filter better not be a pain in the ass, because this sucks. So, finally unscrew it, get all the oil drained and whatnot. Like, fucking beautiful. Alright, let me move this to the side, underneath one of the fucking ramps. And like, alright, now let me try and get the oil filter off. Try doing it with the hand, can't fucking do it. And I was like, oh, that's right, he told me I need a special, like, fucking wrench for it. Which I'm just like, okay. And then I look again, and whoever designed this fucking car needs to get fucked by a bear. Because the oil filter is underneath, like, the engine, and, like, right above the fucking axle. So, like, you're lucky if you can get a fucking hand up there.
Oh my god, that is so terrible.
It is. I'm just like, this is a cruel fucking joke. Like, whoever did this is a fucking asshole.
I had something not that bad, but it was kind of bad in my Pontiac where we had to refill the air conditioning. So we bought like this little canister of whatever, and me and my buddy Sean were gonna fix it. And we're looking like all throughout the top, and we're like, we can't find the fucking cold input for this thing. We found the hot, but you know, you don't want to put the AC into the hot thing.
No,
you know, bad shit can happen.
So you found the low power or the low pressure one, right?
Right, so we're looking around for it, and we're like, where the fuck is it? It's not anywhere around. So we go inside, we go on the internet, we're like, all right, where the fuck is it? We look it up. It's on the underneath. You have to, like, get underneath the car, and it's, like, on the bottom. It's not next to the other one. It's, like, on the bottom. It's like, why the fuck would it be there when the other one is at the top?
Yeah, it's... Like, thankfully, mine are, like, right next to each other, so refilling my AC wasn't a pain in the ass.
Yeah, mine, on the Pontiac, I think it was Grand Am, for some reason, where you have to fill it is on the bottom rather than the top right next to it, where it
which
makes
is just
sense.
a cruel fucking joke.
Exactly. Sort of like having an axle blocking your way.
Exactly.
It's like, fuck you.
So, oh, trust me, I'm not done with this fucking nightmare. So, I go to Walmart, and I get one of those fucking, one of those, like, special wrenches for oil filters and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's like a handle with, like, there's, like, a metal strap looping around. And basically what you do is you kind of, like, lift the handle a little bit. The band tightens, so essentially you can get around the oil filter, and then you just turn it like a normal wrench.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, like, budge this fucking thing. It's not fucking moving. I can't get anywhere. Like, I have no room with this fucking wrench to even move it, even if I could get a grip on it. So I'm just like, well, what the fuck? So I'm just like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, I give up. I give it up for a little bit. Fuck it. I go back inside. My mom's like, oh, by the way, I gotta go take you and your grandfather to the dentist. So I'm like, hey, as long as you're out, can you return this fucking wrench, piece of shit? And she's like, okay. I was like, there's another wrench hanging right next to it. Just fucking grab that one. So I come back. She's got the new wrench and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. You know, let me give this a shot. I tell you. Like, the thing was, I told Bruce, like, all right, you know, let's podcast at, like, 6:30. So I go underneath the car with the fucking wrench and whatnot. And I can feel it, like, moving a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Eventually it gets to the point where I can fucking unscrew it with my hand. I'm just like, fucking hey, this is awesome, yeah! Finally have it all drained and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta put the new oil filter back on, which I forgot to fucking bring with me, so I crawl back from underneath the fucking car.
Oh, God, no.
Go into the garage, get the new fucking oil filter, crawl back underneath the fucking car. I'm just like... Where the fuck was the oil filter?
Oh, no.
Like, I'd forgotten where it was, so I'm rooting around, and eventually I find a place, like, my hand's just kind of, like, covered in oil, so I'm just like, alright, fuck it, it's right there. Okay, beautiful. So, you know, dip the shit in the oil filter in the old oil so it doesn't, like, get fucking glued onto there or welded on there. So, I'm looking around, and I'm trying to fucking screw it back on, and the thing's just not catching. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, fucking hey, man, what the I'm reaching around, like, okay, am I even reaching for the right fucking place here? Like, I find the spout again. I'm turning, and this thing is just not fucking catching. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Bullshit, blah. So I'm like, you know what, man? So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me dip it in oil again, man. Fucking, because I can see some of the oil's coming off. So I'm like, fuck it. Dip it in there like a fucking Oreo. And I just slam it onto where the fucking spout is, and I just start turning it, and I can feel it, like, getting tighter and, like, harder to move it. I'm just like, that was fucking easy.
I should have been mad in the first place.
Yeah. Who says anger isn't a helpful tool?
No kidding.
Yeah, really, man.
Seemed to do pretty good there.
Yeah, really. What the
Bunch of
fuck?
idiots.
God damn it, man.
Bunch of fucktwats.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So then I crawl back from underneath the car because I'm like, all right, now I gotta put the oil in. Where's the fucking oil? The oil's back in the garage. Fuck.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's underneath the car. Like, fuck. Crawl back underneath the car, get the oil.
No, it's back in the garage. So I'm like, fuck. Okay, go back over to the garage. Fucking open up the thing. Fucking pour in like 3.5 quarts of oil just to kind of see like, okay, is that full? Is that good? Whatever. Okay, we're good. We're square there. And then it says, oh, for the oil reset, because if you don't fucking reset the oil sensor or whatever it is, you're just going to keep getting that light that says change the oil soon.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom comes out with the fucking dog, and she's like, I just wanted to see how you doing. Like, not too happy, but hey, you want to help me out for a minute? So she says, okay, well, what do I have to do? I was like, sit in the car. I was like, fucking start the car. She's like, okay. You know, starts the car, change oil soon, light comes on. I'm like, okay. Wait for it to go out. And then there's like a thing in the fuse box, which, you know, there's like a red button says oil-R, which reset.
Mm-hmm.
So it says hold that down for like 5 seconds. The light should blink. You should be good to go. I was like, all right. Push it down. Hold it down for 5 seconds. I was like, did it blink? She's like, I didn't see anything. I was like, what the and she shut off the car. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? No! I was like, start the car. She turns the fucking car on again. I was like, in that corner right there, when the car's going, the light's going to go away eventually. When it comes back on, I want you to let me know. So I'm going to hit this fucking button, and it should flash, and then go away. Do you understand? She's like, yeah, I understand. I was like, good. Because I don't want to fucking do this anymore. So I'm like, okay, is it gone? Yes. Okay, hit the button, hold it down for 5 seconds. I was like, did you see it flashing? Oh, there it is, okay. I was like, is it gone? She's like, yep, it's gone. Beautiful. Close the fucking fuse box. Screw it back on, and fucking... I'm like, fuck it, done!
Man.
So that is my 8-hour fucking oil changing story.
Oh my god, that is awesome. So are you going to continue with your own auto repair, or
Probably.
maybe open up an auto shop soon?
No. No. It's like
Done in 8 hours auto.
Well, no, because like here's the thing: is like me and my buddy Jeff, we actually replaced the plugs in my car yesterday, and I mean that went by like fucking took us maybe like 20 minutes to do it. Had just find the right thing, fucking make sure every plug was the right distance and all that shit.
Well, judging by what I've heard of Jeff, he sounds like he's a fairly knowledgeable person when it comes to cars.
Incredibly.
Okay, then. See, so when you have someone like that helping you out, even if it's only one of them, that greatly helps the situation.
Yes.
Especially because I'm sure he knows different cars well. Like, oh, on this car it's here, and on this car it's over there, and on that car it's over there, and over here it's up my butt.
Well, yeah. He might actually say that, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one. But he's also like one of those guys, like, he's looking underneath my car. He's like, all right, 4-cylinder, it's got this type of injection, blah, 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 blah. He takes me over to his this big red fucking Ford F-150 truck that he has. Pops open the hood, and he's like, and this has got a different fuel injection. This is when they started doing this type of injection, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, it's kind of going in one ear, and it's trying to be absorbed by my brain, but instead of a sponge, I have a fucking rock.
The gears are grinding.
The hamster's dead at this point.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking stupid, but so we got the plugs changed and whatnot, and my car was kind of dragging before that, and afterwards it was just like, it's like, fuck, that's pretty cool. It's got more pickup. That's awesome.
Oh man,
fucking Christ. But
so I have a pretty good story from this last weekend, actually.
Oh, that's right. You had that yard sale. I was actually,
I did.
I thought about going up there, but I was like, fuck, I can't
Dude,
do it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought about it just to kind of fuck with you.
Dude, that would be a long fucking hike to come for a yard sale.
I know, but I was just gonna go up there and just kind of fuck with you. But thankfully, I was just like, nah, man, that's way too far. I got a wedding and a Kiss concert to go to.
Yeah, man. Jeez.
Just get there at like 5 a.m, like, do you have any dolls?
Oh man. So yeah, like we were originally gonna have it just on Saturday from like 9 to 6, and so we did. We set up or whatever. I fucking sweat my balls off carrying all that shit out, and so we have it or whatever. And we didn't get that many people, but almost everybody who came bought something on the first day, which was really cool. And then we were like, you know what? We still have a ton of shit left over. We should do it another day too. So we fucking did it a second day too. So we loaded all the shit back out and had it a second day, and man, we had a couple of memorable characters there too.
Oh yeah, you always get a couple of them.
Oh yeah, like one of them, this dude pulls over and he's just kind of like looking around and everything, and I don't know why, but I pictured him looking like the nicest guy. I don't know why, he just had that air about him.
You have some really nice stuff here.
Exactly, yeah.
You're the nicest salesman I ever met.
Like, he kind of looked like Doc from Fraggle Rock.
Doc from...
He was in the Boondock Saints.
Keep going. Like, who was
the bartender who had the stuttering thing?
Oh, all right. There we go. Yeah.
He kind of looks like him, but like kinda. A younger version of him.
All right.
So anyway, he comes over and he has North Carolina plates, which we were like, that's interesting. And so he's looking around and he was like, you guys get any laptops for sale? And we were like, no, the closest thing we have to a computer is this old Macintosh that we have. Liz's dad gave us this like really old Macintosh that she had when she was going to school or whatever. Yeah. We're like, that's the closest thing we have, but it's not modern and probably not. I don't know. What are you looking to do with it? He's like, well, I recently had a laptop stolen out of my car, and I was only gone a few minutes, and all of a sudden, I come back and it was gone. We were like, oh yeah, that sucks. And we were like, is there more to this story? And he's like, and then he just continues on with like a different story, and we're like, oh, okay, right on.
Yeah.
And he just like kept stringing together, and they're like, oh yeah, and then I used to live over in this place in Chelmsford, but there was a fire there, and so I had to move over into the YMCA.
It was the nicest fire I ever started.
But every story you were like, is that it? Like, oh, great story. Oh, man, that sucks. I'm sorry, dude.
You just kind of look like the type of guy who would have like a sack of kittens in his trunk.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it seemed that way. He was kind of creepy, and he stayed like awkwardly long, too. Like, he just wouldn't go away. He just kept talking to us, and... Oh, man, I don't know. It's a good thing no one else was there, because I'm pretty sure people wouldn't buy stuff because he was there.
Yeah, I would buy this toilet seat, but that guy's really creeping me out. I'll see ya.
I was going to buy this here Drew Barrymore doll, but I'm afraid that guy might get turned on, so...
Yeah.
I was going to buy this Ultimate Warrior talking doll, but this guy might pop a boner, so...
That Ultimate Warrior's got the nicest ass I ever seen.
Oh, man. So there was that guy, and then there was this dude who came on Saturday, like, real fucking late. Like, we had advertised, on Craigslist and on our signs that it was going to be 9 to 6. This dude shows up at, like, 6:05, 6:10, right?
Yeah. And
he's looking around, and he's looking at shit that we're not selling. Like, we had brought out a bookcase to display shit on, and he's like, that was empty at this point, and he was looking at that like, that's kind of nice. Or, like, the cooler that we had our water in, he was, like, picking it up and like, that could work or whatever. And we're like, we're done for the day, and that stuff's not for sale. And he's like, oh, I couldn't find it because you didn't have the house number on your advertisements. I was like, well, it said Page's Court. I didn't want to give the exact address because, these day and times, I don't want any creeps like you.
Yeah.
Um,
Which, I mean, you put the street number and whatnot, just say,